Hi, I'm Corrie Mills. I'm a career coach. What we've lined up for you are a series of bite-sized training videos designed to help you as a reservist gain the support of your employer in a whole range of different situations. We've also got fact sheets and lots of other information on this Sabre website to help you, so we hope you're going to find them useful. Hi everyone, nice to meet you. Well, hopefully we've got an interesting and useful day lined up for you today. Really looking at how as a reservist you can explain what you do to your employer and get their support. So what we're going to start off with is really looking at the benefits to an employer of having a reservist as one of their employees. You tell me, what is it you think that as a reservist, skills and things that you've developed and benefits that you can bring to your employer as a result of what you've been doing?
Ultimately, it's all around teamwork.
And is teamwork relevant to your employer, your civilian employer?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think one of the benefits is leadership as well, because often at any level really within the reserves you have an opportunity to lead people and take the initiative, and it gives you a lot of confidence as well.
And sometimes you'll get many more opportunities and responsibilities as a reservist than you would with your civilian employer. So your personal development is much higher level and accelerated. Anything else that you think is a benefit?
We often deal with very high pressure, delicate situations. For instance, out on operations you might be manning a VCP, and everything that you do has the opportunity to turn into an absolute nightmare at any time. So you've got to be very, very careful to get what you say and what you do exactly right.
Great. And I think what I liked about that, there's an example of when you showed that as well. What else? What else is it that you have experience of that's relevant?
Communication skill. So you get to interact with people. Communication-wise goes to a higher level.
Taking that on further, information processing and dealing with information, large quantities of information, cutting that down to the key issues at speed and the right issues.
This is all good stuff. Shouldn't an employer know this? If you're talking about, well, I don't really talk about this stuff because I'm not quite sure about reception, they're missing all of this good stuff that you have to offer. So those are some really good skills that you've raised and that you've talked about. So these are some that I prepared earlier, so just have a look at them. Many of them you have raised yourself. So what every employer wants. Ability to learn, action-orientated, adaptable, communication skills. All of these things are a kind of a model employee. Every employer wants those. As a reservist, you probably had some natural abilities in this, my guess is. Having said that, your training and development that you get is specifically designed to enhance all of these. So you probably have these at a much higher level than many of your fellow colleagues in an organisation. These are an asset to you. They're an asset to the organisation. You should be letting the right people know that this is what you've got to offer. But why is this actually quite convenient for an employer?
It saves them a lot of money sending you on courses and taking them even more time off when you get paid to do it in the army, and it's beneficial to the company as well.
They don't pay a penny for all of this. I think there's some research, isn't it, £9,000 worth of training and development per reservist. You do it in your own time, annual leave, evenings and weekends, yet you can bring all those skills back to use with the organisation as well. So when you're looking to explain what it is that you do to an employer, how do you think you're going to get these messages across in the easiest way? What are the things you need to remember?
By making it applicable to the office environment rather than the military setting.
Absolutely, making it relevant. What kind of language do you think you should be using to explain your skills and experience in a reservist setting?
I think you need to keep it in simple terms to a certain extent and not use too much military jargon and technical terms, and also not to kind of scare them too much with some of the more military aspects of it.
Yeah, so watch your language, no technical jargon, it's just going to confuse them, no scary combat situations, because it is just a world that's unfamiliar to them, and that's all they're going to hear, and they're not going to hear all the rest of the good stuff that you've got to offer. So yeah, be very careful about your language that you use.
Well, thanks for coming along. Annual appraisal, it's a bit like getting a school report, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's quite a year. I could see that at the beginning of the year you were still posted in Afghanistan, weren't you, with the TAs? What do you do in the TAs?
Well, it's mostly messing around on exercises, really. Great bunch of lads. The banter's superb. Yeah, it's a good laugh.
Yeah, I mean, what job do you do in the TAs?
Oh, I'm an ED in the 68th Regiment, so I spend a lot of time working with the CQMS.
What was it like in Afghanistan?
It's pretty boring, actually, to be honest with you. Most of the time you're just staggering about looking after the crabs. They're muppets.
I have no idea what he's talking about. Did you see any action?
Yeah. Yeah, of course, I was in a real firefight. One time we were going into this town and we were ambushed because we'd seen the trace fire. So we steam in there, there's RPGs coming left, right. Me and Jono break off. So we've gone down this road and I've seen this door. So I smash it in for the cover, yeah? We get in there and we're giving it some back. But we're still sucking it up for 2 hours at least. I'm calling in for close air, but that takes ages. Suddenly, 500-pounder out on the compound, comes in, I mean, it was over.
I wonder if he's actually killed anyone. You know that Barry's retiring at the end of the year and Kevin's going to move up, take over his job. It's going to leave a vacancy at the top of your team for promotion for someone with the right qualities. What do you think you learned in Afghanistan?
Learn? Well, you always check the ditches for IEDs. Always check your boots in the morning for scorpions. And your average camel, in a fight to the death, can finish off up to 6 wild dogs. Oh. If you get it going.
The scorpions, it's the little ones, isn't it? You've got to be frightened of.
Yeah, they're the worst.
In summary, skills. Remember all those transferable skills you have as a reservist, show them to an employer. Qualities. It's about your approach to your work as well as the skills that you have to offer. Example, choose examples that show you those skills in a good light. Benefits, don't forget to sell the benefits. And finally, watch your language, not too much jargon or technical detail.